Good day everyone, I am Shala and I'm going to discuss today the last 8th section of the Philippine Constitution, which is the Article 3 Bill of Rights. Before that, overview muna tayo sa Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights, it is establishes the relationship of the individual to the state and defines the right of the individual by limiting the lawful power of the state, or it is the Bill of Rights that is given to the individual as citizen born in that state and cannot be revoked. So let us first know the objective of these topics. So the objective is first understanding the last 8 section of the Bill of Rights in 1987 Constitution, which is the section 15 entitled Right of Habeas Corpus. Section 16, the right to speedy disposition of one's cases. Section 17, right against self-incrimination. Section 18, first, the right against detention solely by reason of political beliefs and aspiration, and the two is the right against involuntary servitude. Section 19, the right against excessive fines and the right against cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment. Section 20, the right against the imprison of non-payment or debt or poll tax. Section 21, the right against double jeopardy. Section 22, the right against ex post facto law or bill of attainder. The second objective is knowing the right of every Filipino citizen. So let us proceed to the Article 3, Section 15. State here the privilege of the right of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in cases of invasion or rebellion when public safety requires it. So what is the habeas corpus? Habeas corpus, it is the Latin word for to have the body. It is an ordered issue by a court of competent jurisdiction, directed to the person detaining another or commanding him or her to produce the body of the prisoner at a designated time and place and to show sufficient cause for holding in custody the individual or detained. For example, if an individual was convicted on the basis that their skin color matched that of the perpetrator according to the eyewitness, but there is no other evidence against them, then the individual can appeal for habeas corpus in order to be freed from imprisonment. So as you can see in the picture, the letter, this is the right of habeas corpus, for example. But this privilege may be suspended by the President according to the Article 7, Section 18, stated here that in case of invasion or rebellion when the public safety requires it, he may, for a period not exceeding 60 days, suspend the privilege of the right of habeas corpus or place the Philippines or any part thereof under the martial law. Next is the Article 3, Section 16, the right to speedy disposition of the cases before all judicial, quasi-judicial, or administrative cases. What is the right to speedy disposition of one cases? This right aims to protect persons from intentionally long and drawn-out detention and imprisonment. So ito yung karapatan ng isang tao na may kaso na pabilisin ang pag-usad ng kanyang kaso. This is to prevent delay the case para di siya magtagal sa custody ng jail. So let's proceed to the section 17. No person shall be compelled to be witness against himself. The self-incrimination has two aspects. First, the right to refuse to take the witness stand and the right to refuse to answer an incriminatory question. Karapatan ng isang akusado to not say anything or manahimik against witnessing himself or herself. The right to incriminate applies to all criminals, civil, and administrative cases. This constitution protects the person to say something or to act which may incriminate himself or herself. Punta naman tayo sa section 18. First part, no person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspiration. So this right against detention solely by reason of political belief and aspiration, or hindi dapat akusahan ng isang tao dahil lang sa kanyang paniniwala at hangarin sa politika. Second part, no involuntary servitude in any form shall accept as punishment for a crime which of the party shall be duly convicted, or the right against involuntary servitude. So this provision of our Constitution protects the political belief of individuals against inference by the state of well as their rights against involuntary servitude. May karapatan tayo kung sino ang paniniwalaan natin in political at hindi dapat pairalin ang anumang anyo na sa pilitang paglilingkod. Next is section 19. State here the right against excessive fines and the right against cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment. Excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted Neither shall death penalty be imposed unless for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes hereafter provides for it. Any death penalty already imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetua. So this provision, the imposition of excessive fines for violation of law or ordinance, considering the nature of the offense and financial capacity of the offender, fines must be reasonable, and the court have the discretion how much fine the offender must pay. So that was the first part of the section 20. Next is the second part, the employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee, or the use of substandard or inadequate penal facilities under subhuman condition shall be dealt with by law. The right against cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment can only be invoked after the accused is convicted. The Constitution is against only inhuman form of punishment and against disproportionally of punishment to the nature of offense. In civilized society, inhuman punishment which uses torture or lingering death is condemnable. Punishment is degrading if it dignity of a convicted person brings shame and humiliation on him or exposes him to public ridicule. Next is the section 20. It is the right against imprisonment for non-payment of debt or poll tax. No person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of poll tax. So ang ating konstitusyon prevents the power of the state to force the payment of debt. A person cannot be arrested or imprisoned by the government for non-payment of debt owing to misfortune and poverty. But it does not mean that this provision can allow to anyone na mag-utang ng mag-utang, because the word debt under this provision means any liability to pay money arising out of contract express or implied. Next is section 21. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense if an act is punished by law in an ordinance, conviction, or acquittal under either shall constitute a bar to another persecution for the same act. So this is the right against double jeopardy. So this constitutional provision protects a person from danger of second punishment and trial for the same offense. He or she has been charged and sentenced by a court. The right to double jeopardy means that when an accused is charged with an offense and the case is decided by the court either by acquittal or conviction, she or he cannot be charged again another case with the same offense. And lastly, the section 22, no ex post facto law or bill of attainder shall be enacted. The right of against ex post facto law or bill of attainder, this provision prohibits the legislator to pass law which can prejudice the rights of the prisoner or the accused. Ex post facto law is a law which is penal in nature, retroactive in effect, and prejudicial or disadvantageous to the accused. Bill of Attainder is a legislative act which inflicts punishment without a judicial trial. This means that Congress cannot just pass a law and declare individuals or group to be guilty of an offense with judicial trial. So that's all my report, the last 8 section of human rights.